Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and happy Sunday, December 11th of 2022. Today is a good day and a good month to remember why we're here and to remember where we came from. Drop all of the labels that we typically use to define us as humans, whether that's race, color, religion, culture, whatever that may be, and remember that we're here to experience. And our soul, our consciousness, our energy, our frequency, the vibration that we put out is all part of the experience that we have when we get here. And it's such a chaotic world that it can be a little bit hard to sometimes remember that. Now, I went into today's video, to be honest with you, feeling very, very mellow. I've kind of had this busy week, a lot of things happening. A lot of projects that I've been working on this year are wrapping up and coming to fruition in a beautiful way. A lot of big business things, a lot of big personal things, a few health things that I've been dealing with and talking about the last couple months. Not anything dramatic or tragic or anything like that, but just the sheer busyness. And I think what happens is we get so caught in this chaotic human experience that we forget to quiet ourselves and remember some basic truths, where we came from, and that we're here to experience. And some of these experiences can be really tough. I have a very good friend who the last almost 10 years, her experience has been in and out of cancer remission. And she is one of the most beautiful, lovely, generous, positive souls that I know, and to watch her go through this in and out of this cancer remission as her experience has been sobering and then exhilarating. And then watching her go through this with such pure grace and love, and sure, she has her moments of sheer tiredness of it all, but if we remember why we're all here and where we came from. And you can call it whatever you want. You can call it we came from God, we're part of God, we're part of the universe. The words don't really matter. What matters is what we experience, what we put out, and the feelings that we have. Because if we remember the concept of quantum entanglement, where what we put out, not just with the words that we say, how powerful they are, but the feelings that emanate from us, those are powerful. And you think about when you feel someone else's energy, and whether it's positive, negative, whether it's neutral, we as human beings can feel that. And we might not realize what we're feeling unless you're tuned into that and you really understand that we're all energy, we're vibration, we're frequency. This is us, our consciousness, our soul, and we're having this incredible experience in our physical form, and we're all going to end and go to the same place when this is all over. So I've written down some things that just kind of came into my awareness this week, and I hope I can bring it together with some clarity and something that will kind of give you something to take with you throughout this next upcoming week, especially as we move toward the end of the year and into the holiday season. I know this can be a super busy, stressful time for people, and the goal is to make it peaceful, right? So some of the things that I wrote down here are, it's time to appreciate really the experience that we all have. And I know if you're like me, you've struggled to find balance in this chaotic world. And I think that is partly because there's a lot of things that we maybe have known for a while, or maybe we weren't aware of. These truths that are less than pretty, that have started to come out on a really high level. And all of the things that we are working toward while the world seems uncontrollably chaotic, not for everyone, and not at the same levels, and also not all the time. But while we work through that, we need to also realize that one of the important things that we can do is we can realize that the actions we take, the feelings we put out, the emotions, the peace, the impact, the creativity that we have in the world we can actually change what's going to happen in the future by the way we walk through this time right now. This is such a critical, beautiful time for humanity that it's easy to get caught and stuck in those lower, dense emotions and feelings and energies. And trust me, I have been having my share of those for sure the last 2-3 years. Kind of can't believe it's almost 3 years. As we end this year, it's going to be like, wow. I will tell you, I've said this so many times already, I really never thought I would live to see such intense times and transformation for humanity. And while I go through my moments of like, whew, this is tough, this is brutal, I go through those moments of exhilaration, like I'm so grateful and excited to be here at this time. And the goal is to find peace and to find those moments of excitement a lot more often than the moments of like, whew, this is dense, this is hard, this is brutal. The goal is to have those happy moments and those peaceful moments a lot more often. So, like I said, I've written a few things down I just want to share with you. So when you feel worried or fearful, remember that you existed long before this experience, and you will continue to exist long after this is over. We are endless. We are endless beings. And it's easy to get caught in this little blip of this life. It's a moment. It's a moment in time. And there's a saying that a lot of people have heard, and I've seen funny memes where, like on a gravestone, it says, she came into life, crying at the top of her lungs, and she screeched into the grave with brilliance and a big, beautiful life. We have these bookends between birth and death of this life. And while it does seem long and arduous sometimes, and with all those other up and down moments tucked in there, this is such a short period that we each have, and none of us know when it's our time to go. And I think that's part of the whole angst that we experience as humanity, is we don't know. And we like certainty. We like safety, security, and certainty. We want to know what's going to happen. And because we can't predict the future as a whole, we can predict certain things because our choices can help predict that. We don't know. And so that is one of the beautiful challenges of just being able to walk through life, enjoying the experience, but realizing that we have a lot of impact with not just the words that we say, but the feelings and the emotions that we put out. So we need to pay attention to our spirit. We need to find things and practices that keep our spirit in tune. And we might spend a lot of time doing all the things that take care of our physical body, which is just as important. But I actually think that the spiritual part and taking care of our spirit actually levels up and takes precedence over the physical. The physical body carries us through where we can practice more spirituality. But we need to find ways to have peace, like take a walk in nature. Prayer and meditation can immediately put us in a peaceful state and can bring out the emotions and the feelings of love, unconditional love, forgiveness, and why we're here. We need to put these spiritual practices into place and pay attention to them on a regular basis. And if this is something that you're uncomfortable with, or you have what you think is no experience with this, simply find a quiet space, disconnect from your technology, and sit with yourself. Offer up a prayer and meditate. Really get inside yourself. One of the things that I really love to do when I'm meditating and just sitting quietly in a meditative prayer is to envision myself above. So like I will sit in a place, I will even sometimes lay down in a comfortable place, and I'll go up above my body just in an energetic way, and I will literally picture myself laying where I'm laying, sitting where I'm sitting, and I'll just go into a very, very peaceful, peaceful place. And I don't try to control what my thoughts are doing. I know sometimes my thoughts go kind of crazy, and I'll bring it back to center, and I'll literally go through the different body parts, like my feet, my ankles, my calves, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, and I'll literally feel them. This actually keeps me meditative and keeps me in a present place. And it also, I give gratitude. So it gives me the ability to push out gratitude to all of these areas of my body that function for me and what they do for me. And putting attention on the physical body while you're in a quiet, meditative place can actually keep you there. And it can help train your mind to be still and to be grateful. So when you start to experience peace, even for a few minutes a day, eventually you will bring yourself back to peace as a baseline. Because many of us are living our baseline in a constant stressful mode. We're always in that stress. And I think that just becomes normal, and we don't realize that we're stressed until maybe something dramatic happens with our health, or something dramatic happens where we get in a car accident, or we might not realize that we're in a constant state of stress until we start to train ourselves as our baseline being peace and balance. And then it's like, oh, this feels nice. This feels normal. And this is our normal homeostasis, is peace and bliss and just the knowing that we are conscious, energetic, vibrational beings, and that the frequency that we carry is powerful. And I think that one of the things that we forget is our own power, and what we put out ripples out so big. So no matter what happens in the world, you can bring your peaceful self to it. So no matter what happens, you can bring it. If you have an over attention to the physical, you will have an under attention to the spiritual. So let's swap that. That is what needs to come back into balance for all of us. So even as we practice this more and more and more, and you start to realize that we need this, it becomes easier and easier, and your body just becomes naturally in that place. In fact, one of the things that I really have to check myself on, even though I bring this up all the time, is I have to check myself on how much I look at my phone, my computer, my, I love, there's a couple YouTube channels I love. And a lot of the things that I spend my time looking at are just confirmations of my belief systems already. And it's just a way for me to distract myself from the true peace that I'm after. And this is something I am committing to on an even higher level, because I do pretty good for the most part. But if I'm honest, it's so addictive. And I find myself saying, okay, I just need to chill out. I'm too tired to read. And I just am going to zone in to my phone. I'm going to look at Instagram. I'm going to do word search. I'm going to find a YouTube video. And it's just too easy to suck into that. And then before I know it, an hour's gone. And if you can relate to that, you're just like every other modern human on the planet, right? So all of our problems are never really solved by changing our physical reality. All of our problems are never solved by changing our physical reality. They are solved by changing our emotional state. And this is our actual nature. In fact, if you think about it, when you forgive somebody, that changes your emotional state. You can look at absolutely any situation, say a situation that might trigger you, and if you choose to look at it from a place of anger because it triggered you, or a place of maybe ask yourself, why does this trigger me? And then to go, why am I letting it? And why is that happening and triggering me? So I would just say, change your emotional state, and you can literally change your physical reality. And this can go along with health and happiness and relationships and everything if you change your emotional state. So when you change your emotional state, the reality around you will change. The world might seem chaotic, but what's happening is that the truth is coming out. And everything that we've wished to happen is happening. The truth has been coming out. And everything that we wished would happen is happening. By that I mean this. I wish the medical system were more in tune with health instead of covering up the symptoms of sickness. I wish that the financial system was more set up to actually help people thrive instead of keeping people in an umbrella of debt and slavery. I wish that relationships were easier and trauma were non-existent, and all of these things that happen that cause humanity angst and suffering, and all these things that we've been hoping and wishing for would change, it's starting to change. And it's been really coming to the forefront with that veil getting thinner for the past 3 years especially. So instead of looking at the world as chaotic, look at it as it's happening exactly how it's supposed to happen. So we need to realize that just like we co-created the world that seems chaotic, we are creating what is coming next. So we helped create the world that seems chaotic. We all helped create that, every one of us, at different levels. And we get to be the part and a piece of what is coming next. So think about that for a second and how empowering that is for you in your life moving forward from this day. What is that going to change for you? How are you going to speak words? How are you going to walk through this life? How are you going to treat others? How are you going to treat your coworkers and your family members and your neighbors? And what kind of creativity are you going to put out to the world? What are you going to do to contribute to these new beautiful paradigms that are being created? It's time for us to be part of the creation on the level that we're all capable of. So find the balance between supporting the movements of the manifestation of truth and supporting the timeline of real natural abundance, prosperity, health, love, friendship, and real freedom. We get to change, and we are here for such a short time that it's time to remember that we're here for the experience, we're here for the contribution, we're here to be a part of this beautiful change as the chaos swirls and the truth and the beauty and the love comes flooding in. So use the power of your emotions and push that out every single time you go out into the world or out into your day. The moment you step out of bed, you put your feet on the floor, say a mantra. It's going to be an amazing day. And I'm going to contribute to the highest of my ability. And find those moments when you can nurture your spiritual self, because that's where the real contribution comes in. Find those moments of peace. So I'm going to leave it there. We're going into a beautiful holiday season where we do tend to focus on love and generosity and peace for all of our fellow humans, and be brave and be hopeful on a really high level. Nurture that inner self and remember why you're here. Remember where you came from, and remember that we're all part of this beautiful human collective that is hungry for the beautiful things that are coming. So have a beautiful day, you guys. I hope your week ahead is amazing. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.